Before we start, can you guys give us a clap? Just a quick clap.
Okay.
Mr. Dawson. Oh, you were trying to have a Zen moment. My bad.
Hello. I'm Justin Dawson. This is the Dawson Family Farms podcast, episode number 2. Our guest today is RJ, a.k.a. Ryan, a.k.a.
What other AKAs you got about me?
Casa de RJ.
If you got more AKAs about me, I got to be careful what surnames you might be taking or whatnot.
Yes, so he runs Casa de RJ. He's a licensed general contractor. And why don't you...
And realtor.
Oh, yeah, he's like...
Remember, I'm a spitting image of you. Good looks, great hair, realtor, contractor. I mean, I'm essentially just taking the same path you did.
And you were a cook, too.
I mean,
that was actually my first career too.
What else do I need to do to be you, I guess?
I don't know. Hopefully a little bit better. But anyway, so tell us about your business and what you do. Well, actually, so then, like, how was your week? Like, so what did you did?
Well, the week just started. You know, today's only Tuesday, right?
Okay. Well, how was last?
So we've already gotten 2 inspections that we gotta reschedule. Dealing with San Francisco, that's 6 permits on one job. Our Danville job's moving nicely. Just a lot of custom details having to orchestrate. So yeah, it's been, I don't know. I mean, usually so much stuff happens that we handle it in the moment and then we block it out.
Yeah, or you block it
we
out.
emotionally bury it in a little box and blow it up.
Or you just block it out and don't deal with it all. But hey, we won't go there.
This is going to be a very authentic contractor, kind of like what goes on in our heads.
So I guess what we'll do, like, what's your main job? I mean, so what do you do on the daily for the most part? Like,
right now, a lot of my work is project management. So
Okay.
A lot of my work is coordination between subcontractors, coordinating design to make sure design is being executed to what we as the builders and the designers have spec'd, and making sure that there's either clear plans for our subcontractors to follow and that they're being executed. Or if there's not, then I'm having to interface with the project, with our subs, to make sure that these little micro adjustments and these micro details are being nailed. Quality control, do a lot of quality control. So walking the job, creating punch lists, that's a big thing. And then lead generation is, so right now wearing a lot of hats in the business.
Mm-hmm.
And the goal, what we're going towards, is how do you fill those hats with other team members that can be doing that, and then work off of SOPs and systems that have been created. So right now, in my day-to-day, it's a lot of, yesterday I started, we start our Mondays 8 a.m. with a bookkeeping meeting, which is painful, which is the worst way to start my week. Our bookkeeper's super sweet, though. She always starts it with an icebreaker that helps out.
Okay.
To kind of lighten the mood.
Okay. And then right now, so I'm like trying to get this.
Just be authentic. We troll each other a shit ton. You always tell me.
You always tell me a lot of stuff. So I'm just trying to, because I think, well, kind of like general contractors, they have reputations like
always late.
Well, they have reputations kind of like attorneys, it's like people need them, but they just don't have the best rep, So but there's reasons for that and cost and stuff like that. But what is your, I guess what I want to know is what is your hardest part of general contracting?
Not having design done. That is the hardest part. Because then I'm having to fill in the voids. So not having design done, I can't accurately bid a plan. I have to create a lot of allowances for the clients and give them heads up that hey, we don't have these details done, so we can kind of give an idea of what it's going to cost. I'm not going to be able to charge you until we start executing on it. So that's usually not having the vision. As the less clear the vision is, the harder it is to streamline getting there. 100%.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Because there's different sort of budget allowances that you need for electrical. Or we didn't have a detail for the LED niches in one of our bathrooms and still don't have the low voltage wire in it. I haven't even told Jacob yet that we need to run some more 18 gauge wire, right? And that makes it difficult because then you're having to remobilize. You're working out of sequence, right? It messes up production.
So there's one because I know Jacob, and he's also a general. He's also a general contractor.
Shout out to Collie Builders.
Shout out to
LLC.
to Collie Builders. So I mean, so like you're a general. So like you're a general. You could either get a you can get a team of guys and do the payroll, or you can sub it all out, or you
Yeah.
can do a combination of both.
Yeah.
So which
I'm more
way-
sub.
Yeah. So which way do you?
I'm
run
more
your-
sub, and then
and
the
why?
people that we have. The reason why, or my theory as to why, is that we would be paying more of a premium for subcontractors, that those people would own their businesses, and then they would also be charging us, right, to make profit and doing project management.
Mhm.
Now, my relationship with Jacob and Takali is very special, and they're super busy right now with a bunch of their projects, and we work very hand in hand because, like I said, our design hasn't been done to like extremely granular details.
Mhm.
So he's extremely patient with me on a lot of stuff. We're constantly having conversation on the day to day. Ideally, we have plans that are very well dialed in.
Mhm.
It's easier to hand off to, maybe there's a handful of subs that I have personal relationships that I want to use, and then getting someone else to come in and maybe they're doing, right, like they're really been handling the framing, electrical, and plumbing.
And you
And
don't use
finish carpentry. I have my own subs for tile. I have my own sub in drywall. I have my own sub for tile. I have my own sub for insulation, flooring.
So you have 0 employees.
My employees are in the office for admin. Like I have VAs in the office, and that's
Interesting.
something that's a secret that
Interesting.
not that I want to withhold from the game of construction. It's virtual assistants are leveraged a lot more in real estate than they are in general contracting.
So where are you getting that assistance from? Like when you say you have office staff, like who is the office staff?
What do you mean?
I mean, is it like somebody who?
I have virtual assistants that are overseas.
Well, yeah, that's what I was saying. Are they here in Oakland?
No,
or-
so they're virtual assistants overseas, which helps us because we're able to provide living wage there, and it's affordable for us to be able to get that assistance that we need on the admin side. So whether it's assistance with our website, assistance with lead generation, I mean, we just revamped our whole Yelp page, right? Like as we're having this conversation, I have team members that are working on uploading new photos, tagging them, right? It could be other lead generation, calling, following up with people, doing other SOPs for real estate, or maybe we spend a lot, like me and our team member that is our visionary. So in our business structure, we have a visionary integrator, owner, visionary, integrator. So I work very closely with that core of the visionary and the integrator because I need to have people take my job.
Can you explain what the visionary is? I mean, that just
So
sounds
visionary-
like some mystical dude or something.
No,
a big tall hat.
No,
like
it's not
shaking
that's
magic
a
wand.
wizard.
That's a
That's a wizard.
Okay, damn. Okay, all right.
I don't have any. I also wear the hat of the wizard, and so in a business model, usually you'll have a owner, visionary, integrator, and then you'll have marketing, operations, and accounting. Like that's your core 5 groups to start a business. So your visionary is helping you to formulate a plan, formulate like where is it that we're going, what's the next thing that we're doing, and then your integrator is the one that helps that visionary to get those things implemented.
Interesting. Okay.
Usually, both of those personnel do not have the same skill set. So the person that we have in visionary right now, I was sitting more in the visionary role, and I was like, hey, I need somebody that is very much so more an integrator than myself, someone that I'm very good at ideas and seeing all these things. I've been given systems by my team how to record all those ideas, and then my team works on, okay, let's figure out what it is that we need to prioritize, getting that into kind of like the pipeline, executing on it, right? And then you need to have your operations, your marketing, and your accounting. Those three have to be functioning, because only having two of the three or one of the three is not going to lead to a successful business.
So people are always talking about marketing, like you have to market yourself. So like what, I'm not going to ask you like exact numbers.
You can ask me whatever you want, Justin.
All right, well, let's just say like
if I don't have the answer, I'll say no.
All right.
And
so,
if it's
I
slightly
mean,
inappropriate, we may just have to be mindful of what we say.
So then like how much a month do you spend on marketing? I mean,
So right now we do a lot of organic stuff. And
when can you say organic? Why don't
well,
you?
organic in terms of, we do a lot of, all right, so marketing right now, I just turned Yelp back on yesterday.
Okay.
Which Yelp was like, sir, you have a $736 balance that you need to pay with us first before you can do anything. And I was like, fuck. They weren't shy to remind me of that one.
No.
So I was using Yelp before. That was one. The thing about Yelp as a contractor, so I tried doing Google ads. Shout out to Elvis, because I know he'll watch this at some point.
Okay.
Elvis was like, dude, your $500 a month spend is nothing. Like you barely, you're not even a drop in a bucket. So stop doing Google ads. The thing that Yelp said that was interesting was like, hey, we have really good SEO optimization with Google as a search engine. So now we're gonna be investing a couple $100 into Yelp to help generate some leads. And then a lot of relationship building. So I mean, like, look how we met.
Yeah, we're the.
I was complimenting on that bar that you had with the counter extended out past
the
the
house
window.
in Berkeley. That was really
Right?
cool.
So that was like super cool, and being so the thing that, and it's funny because I actually got this award at KW. My first year at KW was cheerleader, which was fucking hilarious because to me that
And
goes
what is KW? Just
Keller Williams.
Okay.
So to me that is 100% an acknowledgement of leadership, because a cheerleader is cheering on the team and they want to see them to win, right?
Okay.
So I can be on the sideline all day and being able to help like boost morale, or making sure that we have a good attitude for what we're approaching, and that also is easy to then translate into some type of a system for myself or for my team to be organically reaching out to people on social media, you know, giving people high fives virtually for their new listings or a new project that they just did, or an install, or sympathizing with them for you know, any issue that they're having on the construction side, or a mistake or anything like that, right? So we do a lot of that communication via socials virtually, and then that translates to booking appointments, having lunches with people, going to job sites and bringing them chai iced teas and you know, talking shit like that's and that is what leads to lead generation for people calling me calling me if they have clients that are looking to buy a house and they need an idea of cost, or have a client, right? Like one of our jobs right now was a realtor referral, and they were very confident at the level that we execute our work. And with that client, they needed that level of kind of like white glove service. Same thing with another client that we're going to be, I say this because allegedly, right?
Allegedly.
Like the funniest content is the content where it's like, if people negotiated with like restaurants and every other service the same way they negotiate with contractors, where it's like, oh, well, Justin, give me this great deal, and I'm going to tell all my friends about it, right?
Well, I mean, but you know what? A lot of people won't negotiate with you. You know, I mean, like I have a lot of clients that I send estimates to, and they don't
They
negotiate.
just don't get back to us.
No. I mean, they'll be like, okay, yeah, like that price is great. You know, they don't ask.
When can you start?
Yeah, I mean, most people don't even.
Maybe you're either
Going too low.
I was going to say you're either too low, or you just have an amazing reputation that people are just like, sure, Justin, whatever you want, Justin.
Well, you know,
that's what you want it to be.
Well, no,
like, damn it.
Well, no, but you know, I actually, because I actually thought that my prices were low. My prices have always been relatively low as compared to everybody, because my overhead is low. So, because I don't really pay for marketing, I never have. I do all the organic stuff, like 100%. I used to get jobs from my when I had my I used to do a WordPress about 15 years ago.
What the fuck is a WordPress?
Oh, all right. So basically, WordPress was before Instagram, and this was when you typed in blogs and you typed them in. But I actually met one really good client from my WordPress, and then Instagram, and then just people generally think I'm a nice guy.
Generally,
yeah, and then even these people now there, because we had a problem out there on this job because we tied in the room addition, we covered it up, but the main roof had sagged in the middle, so water had went right into the middle roof and leaked in their bedroom. So they were like pissed. They were
here's Justin like, oh hell,
yeah, so they were pissed, and so they gave me a talk, and we kind of lost some confidence. And yes, I understand. It's like it's like my fault, but like even she said was like, your price was higher, and we have a contractor. We just really liked you, and you came from our friend, and
hey.
So it's like not always pricing is usually.
I find it's usually speed, like whoever can get stuff to people the fastest.
The quickest estimate.
Because that, I think, from what I've read with other contractors and just trying to understand more about marketing, usually it's speed, I think.
It's best speed. Yeah, it's speed. Yesterday I went
because it takes us sometimes, depending on your organization, right? Like, and again, I would say like you, Jacob, Jose Martinez, JDM, and if I'm not saying anyone else's name who's a general contractor right now that I talk to on a daily basis, I'm so sorry. But we have these conversations on a daily basis, right? And it's just like we're backed up, and as our businesses are growing, if you don't have that estimator aspect to your business, or you're not paying that expense to have like a third party estimating your jobs, we're doing so much on a daily basis for project management, coordination, freaking Home Depot calls, Lowe's calls, whatever it may be. And then it just takes us a little bit too long to get out bids. And usually that's people's complaint, like, oh, I didn't hear back from this contractor. They came out, so maybe they're not interested, or so on and so forth.
Yeah, you have to have bids fast. I think yesterday I went and I did a bid. I had it to them within like 1 hour.
What was the scope?
About $250,000. It was
of what, like a kitchen, or like how much scope was it? $250,000 is a number, not scope.
It was a 2,100 square foot duplex with a garage. We had to bolt the foundation because the house had rotated off the foundation in like some spots, so we had to kind of hit the mud sill and rebolt the foundation. We had to do acrylic stucco roof on both buildings, 2 kitchens. One of them is a complete gut and redo, and the other one's just paint. New electrical, service to heating, so it was,
You were all right. Your bid, you just give them a number, or do you write out the whole scope?
I wrote the whole scope out. Yeah, I wrote.
Cool. So you're able to get that out. Like usually, that's what's I think driving more of the clients.
Yeah, people really like
responsiveness. It could be a matter of if you're seeing a high like conversion rate.
And I was.
It doesn't necessarily mean that your pricing is super low. Like you said, it could just be that fact that people genuinely enjoy being around you, and that's something because, the clients I've had this year are clients that are 18-month clients, so we have to like each other.
You're literally going into a relationship with them.
Oh, 100%. This is short-term dating.
No, this is like...
So it's a matter of knowing your avatar.
Yeah, but there you go with the avatar.
And know your avatar because you want to be able to qualify quicker. We took a job estimate this morning that my team fielded from cold calling. So again, that's what my team's doing. They do cold calling. And then I knew immediately that they most likely were not going to be an avatar for us because they were a property management group, right? Property management group on the investment side. Yeah, they're quality controls. People that come to us, they come to us for quality control. They come to us for
custom.
Yeah, they come to us to execute, like create, like the dude. You haven't even come out to the Danville job.
I was just out there a little while ago.
We just did. I know you said you're in Lafayette. The curved walls that we're doing, like with these tiles, is insane. Like there's so many details they're doing that are just insane, right? So that's our specialty. That's what we execute at. For property management groups, it's a little bit harder for us to be competitive because they really need their avatar for a type of vendor is more of like a self-performing handyman or a self-performing contractor that's doing the work. You and I, it's not that we don't, I don't want to say I don't do any work, because then people are going to be like, well, RJ, you said you don't do any work. We do a lot more like brain power work, right? Like the only tools that I really carry on me, Sharpie, meta glasses, tape measure, cell phone.
Yeah. Nobody's never asked me for a tool because I'm not going to have
Yeah.
one.
So
I got pins.
with that being said, I completely forgot what we're talking about.
That's okay.
What were we talking about?
We were talking about the avatar. But I think.
The avatar. Yeah. So then, like, that specifically wasn't going to work for us, and I was able to qualify it sooner, so I could not have my time and my schedule taken up by a type of avatar that we know is not going to necessarily be a match for us. And that goes back to, again, the avatars that you have or people that you're maybe landing these jobs with, and they're just like, Justin, we see your soul. It's a beautiful soul. We just want to have you around. We have confidence and trust in it.
You should actually tell them about that. All sounds well and nice, but you should tell them about the avatar we had in Mill Valley.
The one that you. So Justin threw me into the fucking lion's den.
This was a few years ago.
Not gonna say the company that you were working with at the time.
They're actually they're out of business.
I heard.
Now.
I heard.
They went out of business.
Yeah, I mean that was a challenging. See, in situations like that, so your lead generation is coming through another company that's not necessarily screening. Their job is purely like
Send somebody
is lead generation and get a contractor. Lead generation, get a contractor, get the job. They don't give a. I mean, it's not that they don't give a fuck what happens.
It's just not part of the business model.
They don't care about your headaches, right?
Yeah.
So for you as a contractor, and it depends on how much lead generation you have.
Well, they're not matchmaking, you know.
No. It's not quite like
they're just sending you on a blind date.
Exactly. So it's one of those things where, how many clients, if they were sending them to you, are you going to pre-screen to be able to try and avoid maybe a personality clash?
I mean, that was just, they just sent me out there. And honestly, like if I would have showed up at his house as an independent contractor and not working for the company, he wouldn't have hired me. And I wouldn't have probably worked for him because I knew he was kind of a weirdo the first day I met him. And that's another thing about about general contractors and your avatar is that contractors, like a good contractor is really good at reading people and knowing how to respond in certain and knowing how to respond. And I think that's what makes a good. I think that makes a good contractor.
Well, we talk about that because we're also in a position of sales, right?
Yeah.
And that's been, and we've had all these conversations offline and talked to plenty about landing jobs and maybe what to say, what not to say, and so on and so forth. I myself personally probably one of the worst salespeople because I'm extremely transparent with people, and same thing like with the person today, property manager. I told him, I'm like, honestly, you're better. The scope of work that you have, flooring, taking out blinds, a vanity light, caulking a sink, and changing out a microwave exhaust hood. I was like, you're better off calling a flooring contractor because I'm just taking their price and marking it up.
Yeah, I'd say that.
And get a handyman to do this because for me to come in, I'll give you a bid for me to do this. It's going to be a lot more than what you guys want to spend on it, and I can make the money. However, it just like I don't want to deal with it personally. I need to stay focused on my projects I have right now. So even though it's a little bit of side money, it takes away from what I need to concentrate and focus on. That extra couple $100 is distracting from my goal right now with my clients. My obligation and why they hired me is to execute these projects, to get them done, to get them in, to have them be accurate, right? And I can't be taking on things that are going to be distracting.
Okay. We never finished the Mill Valley story.
Well, what's the part where we're missing from it?
I threw you out there and...
Well, I don't even honestly. That's one of those things where it's probably just blocked. It's probably like it's in that box that's like buried like deep in my soul that it's probably never going to see the light of day again.
Okay, well, let's not worry about it then. So the other thing is that like a lot of because people get 3 estimates.
Well, for the record, my people skills is probably so good that I don't remember having any sort of an issue there. He probably loved me. He's just like, Ryan, you're such a gem.
That was Avery.
I didn't want to say his fucking name.
He was an asshole. But anyway, but yeah. So what I get from like a lot of people because they're getting estimates and they're shopping stuff and even people who like do like the development and stuff, it's like they're like, I don't understand contractors' pricing. I mean, do you kind of want to give an overview of kind of how you set your pricing, like labor versus overhead versus this versus a markup? And
So this last year I've had, this last year's been freaking painful for me, breaking even on jobs. And yeah. And well, it sucks when you're on bids, right? Like that's what really kills you. And then people are like, contractors, like you guys are crooks if you guys are time and materials.
Yeah.
I think it depends on the scope of work and the size of the job. So one thing, I'd say if it's jobs under $1 million, I'm pretty confident for bidding them out. Once it starts getting above that threshold, once we get into all these custom designs, I have to be more in a time and materials position.
And
because I'll get burned. So fixed bid, I'll explain.
Okay.
So fixed bid is like usually either a contractor will give you a fixed price for your labor materials, and then they might give you, say like, okay, and here's your finished material budget, client. You have, $5K on tile here, $5K for vanities, dare I say? Maybe doors, depending on what contractor you're working with.
Yeah.
And then, you're staying within that fixed budget. And then, of course, you have change orders, which are unforeseeable things. In time and materials, you don't really have change orders because you're being billed for everything that's happening in the project, which is, for contractors, a way for us to avoid losing money. And I've had this conversation with a really high-end architect. And they were like, if you're doing these custom projects on fixed bids, that's scary. Because it needs to be time and materials. Their concern is, as an architect, any contractor that's doing a fixed bid on an extremely detailed, design-focused, design-forward project, is that if you guys fuck up and underestimate anything and start getting burned, and you're working to maintain your profit so you don't lose your fucking shirt,
then the quality of work,
you're going to be swapping out subcontractors. So the architect was expecting, and they use this example, the architect was expecting a certain caliber of painting subcontractor because they know the painting subcontractor that you've worked with before, and you said that you're going to use them. And then you're like, dude, that fucking plumbing rocked my world. I got to make up for it and swap out and use a more cost-effective painter, right? Then you might have to compromise with drips on the walls, or some sections where maybe they rolled and you can still see some of the drywall and the primer showing through a little bit. Right. So that's where it can be problematic, because we have to also eat and maintain a profit. We can't just continue to do charity work. So it's one of those things where pushing for more time and materials, I usually will give out a bid. There'll be labor and materials, and then I'll create a budget for the clients of finished materials. It is completely up to them. The times where you'll see changes is like, example, our tile for one of our jobs right now, we didn't budget. We have curved walls, and we got this tile. So we're taking $160,000 two walls from the inspiration photo, because that's how much it would cost to get like big slabs of marble, custom cut them, have it be like super, super badass. And we've been able to reverse engineer it and make it more economical. So we got a tile that's pre-fluted. So it's ribbed and it's fluted in 6 flutes per tile sheet. We're custom cutting every one with a 45 back cut, which is insane, right?
A little work.
There was no way that we had this budget, because the design wasn't done as we kind of like progress. The design was still progressing as
there's a lot of jobs that
developed our
change
project.
as you go.
So that was something that, we have to give the clients a change order and adjust and look where we're kind of at, because my tile guy also wasn't budging that to us when we first signed contracts. And that's one thing that I've had to explain to designers is like, if things are changing, just because like we've talked about lighting a couple months ago, when did I sign my contract with the client and when did I sign my contract with subcontractors?
Interesting.
So usually that's how we break it down. Labor and rough materials separate, and then we have, we're giving the clients an idea of budget. The new one that I've just started working on, or becoming more aware of is furniture budgets. So if we're doing big projects, now we're also helping the clients to create furniture budgets
Oh, wow.
for
Cool.
their drapery or any of their side
nice.
tables or built-ins and everything like that. Because it gets to be, dude, we just had a laundry cabinet spec'd, and it was like $21K in laundry cabinets, right? And that's kind of changed a little bit. You got Home Depot calling? What do you got?
I don't know what they want.
They probably want you to do the floors and baseboards that I passed on this morning.
I mean, I like those small jobs. For
me, it's too distracting.
I mean, I'll do one night stands all day long.
Jacob, we've had this conversation, and Jacob says to take it because it's cash. I get it. I get it.
I mean, I did a job.
I'm just so fucking far behind on design on some of these projects that I'm just like, I gotta get things done. I gotta get things figured out. Like,
you're focusing on design,
dude. We're doing fucking shadow gaps and transitions for frameless doors and all sorts of crazy shit. Like, where are my shelves gonna be? Do I need a 3-foot LED channel? Do I have to get a 4-foot LED channel? Do I need to get a bigger LED channel? Like, all these little different. Are we putting the LEDs on a vacancy switch that's hidden underneath the floating vanity? Like,
so okay, so I kind of want to go back to contractor, the pricing. That's always hard for people to understand. So
the price is the price.
Okay. So
stop asking so many damn questions.
No. I mean, so like, really, what are you trying to? So like, if I hear people say like, oh, you spent $200 on
dude. The latest one is fucking dumpsters. Me and Jacob were like, from now on we're excluding dumpsters out of all of our bids, and just telling the clients they're gonna have to pay for their dumpsters as they come. Because we were talking about this morning specifically, and just like he's like, do not put a budget for that, and make sure if you're going to specify how many dumpsters you are going to be providing in your bid, because once we cross over that, you got to pay for it, because it's the amount of material that has to come out of some of these projects. Sometimes it's hard to predict, or you have to be on top of it in terms of if the change orders are coming in because more material has to come out. For us on the construction side, on the back end, we have to be able to make sure that we're giving a change order for this work. Are you also budgeting for how much more material is having to come off site and hauled off site?
You're right.
So back to your question, though, in terms of pricing, one of the biggest things that I learned from another buddy of mine, shout out Perrin. So he's always been on the larger like commercial side, bigger development projects, and then he's working with like a super high end builder right now. And we talked about general requirements. So I've always wearing all the hats as a new business, right? Being the project manager, doing lead generation, doing this or that. I was first kind of taught, figure out your costs, and you're going to mark it up, whatever you're marking up, 10, 20, 30, 50, 100%, whatever you're marking
What
up.
is your typical markup?
It depends on the
What do you aim for? Because I know.
Well, hey, I'll get back to that in a bit. Let me just circle. I'm gonna circle back around to that.
Okay.
We're not gonna tell you, unless you're doing time and materials. So
I hate time and material. I had a sub.
Why?
I had a sub do that to me once my bill was so high. Man, I'll never do that bullshit again.
time and materials for.
It was just some bullshit.
But time and materials from your subcontractor.
Yeah.
I'm saying time and materials with your client.
I know, but if he's doing that to me, I won't want to do that to somebody else. I know he gouged me. I should have got a fixed price. I'm always.
Well, with my subcontractors, I'll have a fixed price, unless it's something super crazy.
Yeah, no, this wasn't super crazy. It was probably my fault.
So, all right, back to the question you asked me.
What's the markup?
No, I'm not fucking telling you that yet. Let me get to the other part first. So, the thing that I learned the most, I was trying to afford my living through the profit of the markup, right? Whether it be 20 or 30%. And then the problem was, if we have overruns that we can't really bill a client in terms of like change orders or anything like that, it's coming out of that profit. So this whole time too, as I'm being project manager on the field, I don't have a line item for project manager. If I had someone else doing it,
You'd have one.
are they working for free?
No.
Is their income going to be based off how well we do in the project at the end? If we hit that profit margin that we were exactly, you'd have to be paying them most likely hourly. So the thing is, like, I have to have that budgeted into my bid now general requirements, project management, that's a line item with a markup. Site labor, because my subs and subs in general sometimes are, I think it's maybe a quality and a price point, and I haven't gotten to that next level of like the $10 to $50 million project sizes yet.
Mm-hmm.
And I think once you're at that level, ideally, you know, the client's taking on more of that burden for a heavier pricing for the project. You're able to afford better subcontractors that have, you know, more things budgeted for themselves on their side to keep jobs, you know, clean or organized or communication,
You got to
et
have the
cetera.
resources.
Right? Because you're paying for that premium for the white glove service with your subcontractors being better subcontractors to be at that quality level. So in the what the fuck is that word? Intermedium? Someone help me out here.
Intermediary?
In the between time, we'll just settle for that right now.
Happy medium.
In the between time, what we're in the interim, there we go. Fucking in the interim, what we need to do is we need to have site labor also. So we have project management as a general requirement. We have site labor as a project management or as a general requirement as well too, because I need to have somebody that's budgeted to be on the job site at least 3 days a week just to help with cleaning up. Because the job site has to be kept clean. These guys, if they're not cleaning up behind them, we need to be able to fill that void as the general contractor of our projects to make sure that materials are organized, that we're not buying something over and over again because someone keeps placing it in some fucking stupid ass location, like in a box, and you can't see it. Also, I only get clear tote boxes now, so I can see exactly what's in the boxes.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Shout out Home Depot. I appreciate that one.
Shout out Home Depot. Let's get some sponsorship here, guys.
Yeah, sponsorship from Home Depot. I need sponsorship from Golden State. I need sponsorship from Milwaukee. I need sponsorship from Area. I need sponsorship from Apple. Shit, we need Smart Water sponsorship. We need sponsorship from everybody. So that's one of the things that I've learned is like all those line items have to go in. Tolls, right? Tolls and tolls, parking. Dude, today I changed a fucking tire with a big ass screw in it, like a SDS structural screw in it, and I'm just like, damn. War wounds, right?
Yeah,
so that goes to the fleet maintenance. You have a line item for fleet maintenance. And even though that's not necessarily quote unquote profit, those are expenses in the project that need to be accounted for when we're bidding out a job.
Do you know what happened to me the other day?
Tell me about it.
Somebody drilled my gas tank and stole my gas.
Where were you parked?
In front of North Oakland. I had just filled up with gas. They drilled my tank.
If you're ready to move out of Alameda County and want to go to Contra Costa or San Mateo, call RJ. Costa RJ. We're licensed realtors as well, too. For the record.
Yeah, so I think I got... Did I get any more general content?
Did that answer your questions in terms of... So, yeah, we probably...
Yeah, you know, I mean,
I think we probably put about 20% markup on a lot of our stuff.
Yeah, but I just wanted people to really, like, understand that 20% markup is... marked up on everything you said, like your site services, your gas, your car repair,
all that's getting marked up,
and your labor, your insurance. A lot of people, you go and we need to sheetrock this garage, and they don't ask, but just say they did. It's like, well, how many pieces of sheetrock is it in here? Oh, let's just say it's going to be 20 pieces, and they're $15 each.
So like, why isn't it cost? Let's go back to my point about the memes.
Yeah, so
the memes for restaurant where they're like, well, how much did that egg breakfast cost? How much were the eggs? How much was the toast?
Exactly.
How much was the bacon?
Exactly. So
if I provide my own eggs,
so just for
you guys are cooking for everybody else. Can you just cook?
Yeah. So just for the point of people to understand contractor pricing, it's 20% on everything that we spend. So it's not that we're charging you $4,000 to hang 15 sheets of sheetrock. I mean, well, we might be, and that's $300 worth of material, but you got to get the sheetrock there, you got to get the materials there, you got to clean up, you got to haul. So there's a lot that goes.
Unless you're getting extra sheetrock from Casa de RJ.
Yeah. I knew that. I actually knew that was coming. So I guess this is kind of where we. Thing. So, I mean,
this whole thing wasn't your thing. This whole thing's been your thing.
No. It's kind of the point of the show. So really, I lost my train of thought.
I'm fucking my bad.
Oh man. So
your thing, you're part of the show.
Yeah, no. So really, it's like, fuck. What was I gonna say?
We're both contractors. We're both really, really good looking.
All right, yeah. Okay. So basically, that's what I was gonna say. So a lot of this. So like the two themes of this, my other client, are mental health and
Me and Jacob cry on the phone together all the
Yeah.
time.
So mental health and another.
We commiserate together. I call you and
Yeah.
cry all the time.
And there was another M that I
Damn
was
it,
going to
Justin.
say. Oh gosh, why my phone keeps ringing? It threw me off. Mental
Let's
health.
just start with mental health.
Okay, let's just start with.
Where do you want to start?
Just kind of. I wish I remembered. I can't believe I had a complete brain fart. It was a good one.
Cute little book, and you couldn't have written it down.
I had the pen ready.
You had the pen, you had the book, you had all the tools you needed. Just
I forgot.
the execution.
I mean, let's just start with the mental health. I can't remember the other part.
all right, what do you want to talk about?
I mean, so just kind of your mental wellness in general and running a business and kind of how that's important.
Before I stopped drinking, I was drinking all the time. So that was painful. I mean, it's part of owning a business. It's you just have to be able to adapt. You have to be able to be resilient. You have to be able to roll with the punches. You have to be able to deal with like mood swings daily and stay tempered for working with your employees, your other partners in the projects, people in your personal life as well too, right?
So this is okay. So then, like, what do you do to kind of keep yourself kind of grounded?
Actually, I think the thing that helped me the most when I first started just in life and in work was I did classes. Shout out to Perrin's mom, Lori Grossman, who taught mindfulness. Like that was one of the first things I did when I was 18. Like she taught me about mindfulness, and that's just the simplest way I can kind of like hone that down is really how important is everything, right? How important is everything, and are you dead? So if it didn't kill you today, right, like chances are you'll be able to figure it out. There's a path, there's a solution, or you're going to have to adjust your life and become, come to realizations that this is the new norm and this is how it's going to be. Like don't give too much emphasis on the past to the point where you're not able to function and progress forward and continue to grow and scale.
Okay, that's a good one. And then the other M was mentorship. So how did you become a general contractor, and kind of what kind of mentorship have you had and how have you benefited from
So the Dawson Family Farms project was what they brought me in as was a grant program, and they brought me in as a test for their program. I mean, it's having, relationships with you, other contractors that have a ton more experience than myself. Again, parents, dad. I mean, clearly, we're both builders. Well, he's a project manager. I'm a builder.
Mm-hmm.
Just to, take shots at him while he's not here to defend himself. But his dad and his grandfather were both builders too. So I hung out with his dad a lot, and really great finish carpenter and general contractor as well too. Huge influence there. Shout out to also my other pops, H, the junkyard dog. He was someone that was very much an enabler. He forced me to get my first Ryobi toolkit back in 2013, 2012. Okay. And that's when we started we worked on it. We did his house, and it was just like the pure, just like, fuck you determination that we can just do whatever we want. And who's to say any differently? Like, we don't have, who's to tell us that we're not qualified enough or that we can't get to those same levels as, all the people that you see on Instagram and everything. But yeah, definitely putting yourself around people that, another shout out to Andrew Solcombe in Los Angeles. Like, he's someone that I work to build a relationship with, and him and I are friends, and he's doing like huge things on a much bigger scale than me for the development side. Same with Lewis and HTA, and they're the number one affordable housing builders, right? A whole nother tier. So it's just like trying to find people that are doing more badass stuff than you. And easiest way to kind of like be friends with them is just to troll them on Instagram and be friends and leave like really inappropriate comments in the comment section, and that's what gets their attention. And then you just keep doing it over and over and over, and you just like learn, and that's, you build those relationships so you can be able to learn from them. I mean, yesterday example would be like, in terms of like not necessarily an official mentorship, AHS Landscaping, Simmons Landscaping, Dillon Landscaping. I post something about, landscaping detail that we need some suggestions for, tagged them and all on it, and they responded and gave me some ideas on how they approach it. But these guys are badass landscapers, right? And it's a matter of, again, cultivating those relationships.
So I have a question. So what qualities make a badass subcontractor? I mean,
communication.
And actually,
Communication.
And like, what qualities should the regular person be looking for when they're hiring?
Communication, skill level, right? If they're going to be more expensive, they're going to be more expensive. But just like communication, definitely, and skill level, attitude. What's the attitude on the job site? Are they collaborative? Are they always like piss and moaning and pissing other people off, or the world's falling? The communication is a big thing, right? Especially in our business when everything is so hinged on planning and timetables and timesheets and our path of progress and everything like that. If people aren't showing up or they're not able to communicate, or they're, it makes it challenging. And sometimes that's not our sub. It might be a problem that our subs are experiencing internally with their own guys, and that you could also draw the parallel between a certain price point for subcontractors and possibly, contractors that are charging more are able to pay even more for their guys, their laborers, and then their laborers are able to afford more and able to be more responsible.
Yeah, and just like everybody else, if you have more money, then you're more productive. You can pay your bills and you can move. So that's why I always just like stay away from that cheap guy, because I was that cheap guy for a long time, and it just made things.
And look at him now; he's balling.
But
he got his hair combed back and everything.
But what I can say though is like, it just made things really hard. It was very stressful. It was like hard to work, and it just doesn't set the right environment. Now that
that's when you're cutting corners.
And then you cut corners, and your quality goes down. So just be mindful when you're hiring your contractor. You don't.
Yeah, I mean, the thing, like I was telling a gentleman yesterday, that we were like pre-qualifying for a listing, right, on the real estate side. And they had been burned by somebody else before in terms of how they approached the conversation for the listing and et cetera, et cetera. So I told him, I was like, look, I'm going to come out, we're going to look at your property, and this is really a chemistry matching to see whether I'm going to work well with you. And if you and this is just from this one interaction. We don't actually know until shit hits the fan. How do we deal with one another? How are we able to still communicate, collaborate, and get things done, right? And I think in terms of communication is a big thing for me for qualifying subcontractors. And like I said, quality of work. So it's like one of those things where it's like, all right, well, what if they're really, really talented, but their communication skills just suck, right? Are you willing to look past that? Because you're like, hey, I wouldn't trust anyone else to do it. They're just busy as shit and they suck at communicating or planning or something like that. But it's just like, are you willing to kind of like deal with that? And you have to make those decisions. Depends on the position. Are you a homeowner that's hiring a contractor? Are you a contractor that's hiring a subcontractor? Right? Those are different headaches. Okay. Because as a contractor, a homeowner, even though I can kind of like be the separation between those headaches and the homeowner, because I'm taking all that burden. You're not seeing kind of like the magic that's happening behind the scenes, right? So if something's going wrong here, okay, well, if badass subcontractor, and there might be some sort of like deficiency that they have. Maybe they can't pick up material. Maybe they suck at cleaning or whatever. I'll figure out a way to make up for that because their talent overweighs them not picking up. Right, so I just know that if I'm hiring this person,
kind of the good outweighs.
If I'm hiring this person, I'm gonna make sure that they acknowledge that they suck at cleaning, so we all know that, and that I'm gonna have to offset that by bringing in more labor to help clean up around them. So it's not just like we're just being submissive for that. We're gonna say, no, you suck at this, and I'm gonna have to offset it with this, right?
Okay. All right, so I'm just gonna run through these last 5 questions, and then we'll wrap it up. These are kind of more like thoughtful questions.
Is this like a lightning round, or is it like kind of 20 minutes per question, or what?
No, it's like the last 5 questions that I like.
Did you ask ChatGPT for these questions, or did you come up with them?
I came up with them.
These are organic questions.
These are organic questions.
Okay, perfect. Let's hear it.
Okay, so the first question is, what wakes you up every day, and when do you? I mean, and when? Oh my gosh, I need my glasses. So, what wakes you up every day? Not financial.
I just wake up every day.
I mean, is there? I mean, like, and then, like, what motivates you every day?
That we're doing really badass stuff.
Okay, great. Okay.
I mean, our projects. We just did fucking backlit Taj Mahal stone in our San Francisco job. Like,
Oh, this is a property management group. Let me just see. They called me twice. Unless it's spam. Let me see. Hello?
if he gets to take this, I get to take my calls.
Yes.
16 text messages.
Okay. Okay. What's the address? And what is it? Is it a commercial or residential? Okay. Okay. And when did you want to get it done? I'm actually wrapping up a meeting now in like 20 minutes. I can like text you back with the time, and then the cost on the deck inspections is $750. Yeah. But I mean, but yeah, but like, yeah, so yeah, so the deck inspections are $750. But if there's some work that needs to be done, if I have to come back, then I'm not going to charge you. I'm just going to come, and I'll just come back and clear it if I need to.
Sure. Okay.
Okay, great.
Sounds good. Thank you, Justin.
Thank you, bye. Sorry about that. The guy kept calling me. A little property management, my consulting gigs. So if you need some consulting, let me know. So
Yeah, I've been sending you referrals for the consulting.
so okay.
Shout out Stephanie Burton.
Last few questions. This is going to be okay. What is your legacy that you want to leave?
Ooh. Legacy that I want to leave is being able to impact and help a lot of people. I mean, that goes back to the culinary side that we have a shared life journey with, and the nonprofit that we started, OOG, in East Oakland for sustainability education and organic farming. I would love to, and not that one has to be dependent upon the other. Construction is just like an easier path for me to be able to see how to make money. The nonprofit world, grant writing, is like something I'm very unfamiliar with, and I'd love to be able to have the construction project on a aggressively growing business side, not just sustainable and like even keel, but just like aggressively growing autonomously, and then be able to kind of like go back into the nonprofit world to do that, because that impacts. I mean, dude, like the whole food justice movement and food access in East Oakland has not improved in the 15 years that I've been privy to kind of like what's going on.
Yeah, it's probably gotten worse.
Yeah.
What was the biggest disappointment / pain you had in your life?
Fun question.
How did you deal with it? And
this is such a personal. Oh, this is a fucking therapy session.
Yes.
Therapist
I mean,
Justin or Robert Dawson.
How did you deal with it? Are you still dealing with it? And what are you doing?
I probably like breaking up with a girlfriend.
Oh, that doesn't count. Shit.
Biggest back. The lights are getting so bright now. I can't even think. I don't fucking know. I just like.
I mean,
the thing that H told me, the junkyard dog. He was like, motherfucker, ain't nobody coming for you. Keep it pushing. You gotta ain't no help coming. It ain't on the way. So I've always kind of like been this mental, and not to say that I can't collaborate and be a great collaborator and a partner and a team member. At the same time too, is just like, we're not gonna fucking dwell on that shit. We're just gonna get shit done. Like, I'm just here to get shit done. I don't have time to just be. I mean, I fuck around plenty. Don't get me wrong, right? Like, in terms of the biggest pain moment, I mean, that's again, trauma is probably just really far packed away.
All right,
we keep it tucked away.
Well, let's flip it. What was your biggest victory, happiest, and your happiest accomplishment?
Biggest victory and happiest accomplishment.
Or-
I think it's probably on a daily. I mean, I love spending time with my parents.
Oh, that's nice.
And like that's something that I know that it's going to be, of course, you'll have like the other side of things in terms of like the spiritual side and the soul and the energy around you, right? Just hanging out with them in the now
Okay.
is probably is the most fun that I get, right? The other day, my dad and I were trolling the shit out of my mom because whenever my dad goes to get blood work, he always goes and gets some donuts. And he brings back some donuts. So bam, morning I got coffee and a donut, right? Mom doesn't eat donuts, but she ate fucking 3/4 of a glazed old-fashioned donut and then threw the last quarter into the compost. And me and my dad were like, what the fuck? We would have eaten that.
And look at the left that the way it was.
Yeah, so it's just, and I ended up getting that. I kind of like brought it back up again later in the night, just so I can make sure to film it too. So I make sure to also instigate plenty of things between the two of them, just like controversy, and then film it too, so I can be able to have kind of like all those fun moments recorded. Ideally, Google never crashes, and I always have it on my drive forever. But it's fun. I mean, that's an absolute blast that I make sure to take full advantage of every day.
Okay. Very, very last question, I promise.
Please just keep them coming. I love answering questions.
Where do you? Well, I had more, but maybe I'll skip those. They're kind of from. No, that's good. No, I'll skip that last question. But so, like, where do you? I mean, like, what do you see yourself as in like full bloom? Like, this is Ryan.
Full bloom. I would be doing construction on multiple continents, and I would be having the nonprofit going. We'd be building more kind of like sustainability centers and growing food and creating different like housing opportunities and fostering youth to be able to pursue like the dreams that they have. And like I said, just building like crazy shit. Like I want to build crazy shit in like really cool destinations. So like crazy stuff and like.
So what destination would you? So I mean, so it's like
I'm more tropical. I'm more like tropical
But
and ocean.
But if you can pick one destination to go build a house tomorrow, where are you going to build it? Where? On what beach? On what continent? Where? Come on, quick! Come on, move it, quick!
All right, we'll go to Venezuela.
I knew you were going to say that shit. Okay.
Chicharichi.
And then, so thanks for being my guest.
It sounded like there was another question there.
Well, no, I was.
What did you want to ask?
Well, no, I wasn't going to ask. It was
burning you inside.
No,
I can tell. I can see through.
It's kind of burning me,
Well, then ask.
Well, no, because you talked about all your mentors.
I'm not single, Justin. I'm taking.
No, I know. I'm saying that you talked about.
I gave you credit as being a mentor.
I must have missed
Justin has been a huge mentor for the record.
And I'm like, what am I, chopped liver? Jeez. Did you have anything else that you wanted to say?
No, I think no.
Or
I think we covered. I mean, you and I talk at least once a week, if not once every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
About construction, about wellness, and yeah, treat your contractor well.
Oh yeah, you have to be nice to your contractor, but then don't let him be mean to you either. Like,
yeah, don't let him be mean to you.
And I'm like a general.
Pay on time and pay more.
I'm a general contractor, and I'm like, I mean, I still am like, it's like I don't like people being like mean to me, but,
or to our people.
Yeah, I mean, but
or to other people.
I mean, but like some people are mean to their general contractors, and just that all affects the quality of your work.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
it makes people uncomfortable to be there.
I think most important, because I know you didn't ask me, but what I had a hard time with for a long time.
I didn't know I was allowed to ask questions.
Well, no, you're running. I mean, and we're almost done, but it really is like the one thing that I had a hard. This is kind of just in closing. When I was a licensed general contractor, I still do it, but I work for somebody else. But so like my biggest thing was just the people, and always when there's problems on a job, it always comes down to communication or a personality clash. It's very seldomly about
or money.
I mean, well, yeah, but it's very, But that comes down to those two things, you know.
Communication,
So,
yeah.
like, I've lost money because I didn't communicate,
Yeah.
you know. And then I'm like, holy shit, it's too late to communicate, you know. So, I mean, even I had an incident this last weekend where I fucked up on a job. I'm like 2 weeks in, you know. 4 years ago, I would have got defensive and pissed off, and you know, I wasn't my fault, blah blah blah. You know, I would have blamed everyone. I was like, sat down
Take
at the
ownership
table.
for it.
Yeah, I went down and I sat at their table and we talked, and they're like, you know, we kind of lost some confidence. You know, I said, yeah, and they're like, so you just thought so, but then what they said is like, so your guys just thought they could put some paper on there and the roof wouldn't leak, and I was like, well, you know, I gave them the material, but ultimately it's my fault.
Yeah.
Because I'm the boss. And that's the one thing that I tell you all the time is that if there's ever a problem on your job, no matter what it is, if it rains, it's your fault. Like, it's really like when you're the boss, everything is your fault. There's no excuses. You have to own it.
Well, even with hiring subcontractors, like I can't just use subcontractors as a shield that they are going to do everything I want them to do and whatnot.
No.
Which is why I need to have site labor so I can be able to kind of like have someone to correct things as, oh, we see the weather's coming up, but the fucking concrete in the front, yes, it was wrapped up, Jacob, don't worry. The concrete in the front was wrapped up, right? And it's just, I mean, it's taking ownership is what people appreciate too,
Yeah.
because you're not, accidents are going to happen. Ideally, people are sympathetic to the fact that accidents will happen, and just appreciate the honesty and the transparency and communication as opposed to trying to bullshit them, right? Like that's more so what I hear from people all the time.
That's
It's
even
like
worse.
they're willing to be patient. They're willing to understand things might take a little bit longer. It has to be properly communicated to people so they can kind of know. Otherwise, it starts festering and they start getting really pissed off.
And always have that money conversation.
In terms of like, do you have money to do this job?
Well, no, it's just like every week, like, hey, this is what you spent, you know, because different jobs are arranged different ways, you know, and lots of times people get comfortable, you know, and they say, hey, can you just do this deck, you know, or can you go fix this piece of trim? Most of the time, just fix it. It's just not a big deal, you know. But if they, hey, can you come build this 20-foot fence, and you just say, okay, and you build it, you know, there's a good chance that's when problems start because you didn't communicate that 20-foot fence was going to be.
Well, we tell our clients that expect at least 15 to 20% change order.
No, that's
for the whole project.
Yeah, see, I'm really.
And if you don't have that kind of budget, then you need to stop. You need to really kind of get your plans all the way dialed in.
Yeah.
What's your best memory? Your most happiest time?
My most happiest time.
Construction or non-construction related?
My most happiest time.
Because I see you want to be interviewed.
No, my most happiest time was probably 2016 was a really nice time. 2016 was a nice time. I was traveling a lot. I just bought the land in Oregon, so I was super excited about that. Financials were pretty good, and I didn't have a lot of money, but everything was kind of balanced out, you know. All my kids were here. Me and the boys used to go up to Oregon to the McKenzie River and just go, you know. I think Joshua was 10, Robert must have been about 12 or 13, Joseph's 15. But yeah, probably 2014 to 16. I spent almost every single day with my kids. Every day was with the kids.
That's awesome.
Yeah, every day was with one of the kids for about 2.5 years. No, not so much. They're all big, but yeah. So, yeah, that was probably my happiest time, my happiest memory. It's probably 14 and 16. Yeah. 15 kind of sucked, but 14 and 16 were great.
14 was good. Take a year off, and then 16 pick back up again.
Yeah, no, that was probably my most happiest moment. Yeah, those were good times.
Were you a top producing real estate agent in those times too?
Oh no, that was previous life. That was 2013.
That was the year before. Sorry,
I stopped selling real estate in 2014. But yeah, that was a good time. That was a good time.
All right. Well, you gonna close us out? Sign us off.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, thank you for joining us on the Dawson Family Farms podcast, episode number 2, with Casa de RJ, Ryan, and I always call him Ryan Gretzky, like the hockey player, but that's not actually his
It's
last
actually Gozinski Irwin.
name. Gozinski Irwin. Well, all right. Well, thanks for coming.
Nice,
Appreciate
thank
it. And hopefully, some people will like you and will get some more subscribers and some more views. Deuces.
you. Peace out. You're not gonna sign off, Young Rob World. That's how you intro and exit everything. That's like your signature tagline.
Yeah. I'll do. You already said it, and we're good.
Cool.
Deuces.
Peace.
All right, that was fun.